Okay, Italy are playing Wales at home at the Stadio Olimpico this weekend in the Six Nations. The Italians will take much heart from their last 15 minutes against Scotland and how they performed. And they can learn a lot from what went wrong in the previous 55 minutes. But the Italians with ball in hand do look dangerous. So the Welsh will not want to give them any opportunities. What I noticed with the Italians was Michele Campagnaro was playing out of position. Now the Italians play a very quick blitz defence that gets in your face, and they aim to single out the ball carrier and go man and ball, and then with that blitz defence being up, get players into the breakdown to try and steal the ball. Michele Campagnaro was playing on the wing. He's not a winger. He's an outside centre. He was out of position, and so that disjointed the Italian defensive tactics. When they got it right, they were fine, but when they got it wrong, Campagnaro was isolated in defence. Gaps appeared down his channel. So look for the Italians to make some tactical changes in the back line and move Campagnaro back into the centres. It didn't work as an experiment having him on the wing. I think Conor O'Shea knows that. Italian goal kicking has improved as well. So I don't think the Welsh want to give away too many penalties in front of the posts or near the posts either in their defensive area. One thing the Italians want to improve on, the scrum. That wasn't good enough. One of what they normally pride themselves on is their forward pack. Their forward pack was deflated at the scrum. They just didn't get the scrum right. They just did not get started with the scrum properly. They never really got going. So the scrum will be an area that they will want to improve on. But that last 15 minutes, they can score tries. They look very good with ball in hand. And Sergio Parisse was not involved in any of their tries at the weekend, so they can score without Parisse being involved, and they can be more expansive than people realise. I think it's going to be very interesting how the Welsh deal with the Italian blitz defence and the breakdown, because if the Italians control the breakdown, they can control the pace of the game. They can slow the pace down for the opposition, and if they can get quick ball, they can, as they proved, be very, very good at scoring very, very quickly. They need to do that for 80 minutes, not just for 15. On the Welsh side of things, they cannot afford to come out like they did against France with such a passive first half performance. That's the worst I've seen the Welsh play in a very, very long time. That was a really poor first half from the Welsh. No points. Very, very passive in attack. Very, very passive in defence. They just did not. They looked disinterested in that first half against a very poor French side, and they allowed the French to do what they wanted. Now, the fact the French only got 16 points says enough, but they really allowed the French to do what they wanted, and the French did put a couple of tries on them. So the Italians cannot. The Welsh, cannot afford to do that against the Italians. I think the Italians showed a bit more with ball in hand than the French did. They were more ruthless with ball in hand than the French were. When a defence became passive, they scored 3 very quick tries. The Welsh second half was a complete turnaround. They showed more passion. They showed more commitment. They showed more energy. They just woke up. That still doesn't mean it was a great Welsh performance. But they can't afford to have a first half like they did against the French, against the Italians. They really can't. I don't think they will be allowed to by Warren Gatland. I think Warren Gatland would have laid down the law, but it's another away game. They're away from the Millennium Stadium. They're open to the elements, so the weather could have a massive impact as well. In the French game, it was trying to snow. It was heavy rain, sleet, bits of snow coming down. If the weather conditions are anything to go by, southern, western, and northern Europe are being hammered by a storm that's come in. A couple of storms are coming in, dumping large amounts of rain, strong winds. It may not be raining as much as in Rome as it is, let's say, in Dublin or Murrayfield or Twickenham, but it will have a bearing on the game. There will be some rain about. There will be some high winds about. So kicking from hand is going to be interesting. Handling skills are going to be tested. And there could be a lot of scrums. So whoever can adapt again to the weather conditions as quickly as possible will have the best chance to win. If they don't adapt quickly to the weather conditions, it could be a long afternoon for both sides. It could be energy sapping. Now, the Italians love set play, so I think the Welsh would want to keep the ball in play as much as possible and keep the Italians defending more in open play. But all told, we'll have to see what the weather does tomorrow. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. The Welsh are clearly favourites. The Italians, though, have a good record in Rome against the Welsh. So it will be an interesting matchup. I think it could be a lot closer than people realise. We might have a surprise in this game, but this Six Nations already is the most open Six Nations we've had in a while after the first weekend. So anyone could win any of the games, but I think this is going to be a game where it could be closer than people realise, and a possible surprise on the cards. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your comments below, and I will have some more videos for you soon.